Hello, cosmic beings. Welcome to Being Cosmic. If this is your first time here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. I'm so glad that each and every one of you are here. Today we're going to do a collective reading with a new deck that I got, and it is called Haunted Echoes Oracle Deck. So we are going to see what this deck has to say for the collective. So I already cleansed it and cleared it and consecrated it and did all that fun stuff. So let's get into it. All right, Spirit, taking a step aside. Let Spirit pass through. What does the collective need to know today? Starting with one. All right, so we have fleeting glimpse. It's easy to lose sight of your personal vision. Pursue opportunities. Okay, so you are being called to spend some time and tap back into the vision that you have for your life at this time. And really open yourself up to new opportunities. They're coming in, and by opening yourself up to them, you're going to be able to get sight of your personal vision again, but then also really start to manifest it and bring it into the physical. Sometimes it's one of those things where if you haven't been holding on to a specific vision or manifestation, or if you've done a lot of releasing and a lot of letting go, you can get into this place where you're not consciously, actively manifesting what you want for yourself. And this is a call to really look at redefining some of those personal goals and where you see yourself being, where you want to go, what you're being called to do, basically. Anything else, Spirit? I'll pull another card. All right. And this can also happen too. It's very common for this to happen, especially like with the holidays and everything, when there's so many things going on externally. We can lose sight of where we're going, where it is that you want to go. So let's say you started out on a venture, a creative endeavor, let's say, and then something like the holidays come up and you've been busy, planning and prepping, and maybe you were hosting and, all of these things. It's easy to put all of that on the back burner. And so what Spirit's saying is now's the time to really pull that off the back burner and really put that at the forefront again. So the next one that came out is Patient Vigil. Take a deliberate pause and cultivate the stillness. Wait for inspiration. So this stillness energy has been coming out a lot recently in the past few readings. And so really sitting in that stillness and embracing that solitude and that quietude, it's going to allow yourself to get back into this flow state. And the stillness also allows for creative inspiration to come through. And that can be it doesn't have to be like just if you're an artist or something. That can be just the creative expression of all sorts of things, career, even family life, moving. Maybe you're being called to move at this time. And with so much going on externally, it's hard to get those nudges and stuff if you're distracted all the time. So the next one that came out is Ancient Tales. Mind what you say, before it becomes who you will be. Reframe critical thoughts. Okay, so maybe there's been some sneaky self-talk that's been popping up lately that is just kind of needing to be checked a little bit. And it's not really about controlling those thoughts. It's just about recognizing them and understanding that they're there and having the awareness that they're there, and then consciously, deliberately choosing different thoughts and more, high vibrational thoughts and thoughts that are more in alignment with who you want to be, basically. Anything else, Spirit? Frozen whispers. Listen to advice in the intuition you once ignored. Heed their wisdom. Okay, so this is this is a similar energy that was in the past couple readings that I did as well, where you were ignoring your intuition. I think that's what that one was called. And so that could be what's been going on as well, is if you've been getting intuitive nudges, you could be ignoring it. And then it's also easy to ignore the intuition as well when there's so many external things going on. So you could be being called, especially with the silence card coming out, sitting in the stillness. You are definitely being called to kind of limit some of those external distractions at this time and really sit in a quiet space, whatever that is for you. That could be going out into nature, that could be taking an extra 5 minutes in the shower, that could be sitting with a journal, putting on some, meditation music, some binaural beats, and just kind of being in the stillness for a little bit. And this doesn't have to be some elaborate thing. It can be a couple minutes here and there, but it's really that intentional place of being still so that you can allow the intuitive thoughts, the intuitive hits, those nudges, the soul calling to really be heard, and then bring it more into your conscious awareness. And by doing this as well, that's going to help shift that negative mind chatter as well. And so it's just kind of like a byproduct of it. Okay. Well. All right, so we've got Whirling Winds was the one that fell on the ground. Let me make sure. Okay, no other ones fell on the ground. Amidst chaos, find your anchor in past experience. Rise above the turmoil. Okay, so maybe this is a call to give yourself the credit basically for where you've been. And so not really getting stuck in the past. It's more of a call to remember what you've been through and remember what's led you to this point, and to anchor yourself in that space as a way to kind of pull up some of that confidence and to go, you know what? I've been through X, Y, and Z. I've survived X, Y, and Z. I've thrived out of these situations. And it's not getting stuck in it. It's not ruminating. It's not romanticizing the past. It's not pulling into a victim mentality. What it is it's about recognizing and understanding where it is you come from so that you can really stand in your power, basically, and really come from that like humble confidence place. And that will help you move through kind of chaotic storms, basically. Yeah, it'll give you that anchor point where it's like, you know what, I've been through enough at this point in my life, in this incarnation, and I've got my feet on the ground. I'm not easily moved. I'm a mountain, basically. That kind of like, it's owning your experience. And when you own your experience from that place of, it's not a cocky energy, it's not a conceited energy, it's not a boisterous energy, it's a confident energy. And when you can kind of anchor that energy in, it will just help you to be able to really handle and navigate life when things start getting a little wonky. And it's about owning your power and owning your experience in a way that is, if everything around you dictates your internal space, you're going to be all over the place all the time. And if you can get to that place where you're anchored into yourself, into your confidence, and then, you do things that are good for you, and you remember where you've been and what you've gone through, as a way to really allow the external circumstances of life to happen. And then you can start to navigate it in a different way, where you're not trying to control it. You're not trying to you don't need all of the external experiences and environmental factors to calm you down. You can be calm, or in that place of peace, inner peace, basically, when everything's going haywire, because the external is no longer affecting the internal. And so that's when you shift from being extremely reactive to responsive. And it's really about having inner control. And that's where, when you've got the inner control, the need to control all the external factors all the time lessens. Because you don't need to control the external factors to make yourself feel in control. Because you're actually in control of yourself and your energy, if that makes sense. Hopefully, whoever that was for, that's resonating. Okay, what else, Spirit? All right, vanishing steps. Revisit the path you took to find inspiration again, and then look to the future. Okay, so what I'm really picking up is, this is somebody who has done a lot of work, and then maybe you got to a place where it's not really that you've forgotten, and this definitely, I resonate with this, where, okay, I understand what this energy is. Okay, so what happens is, we go on this spiritual journey, and we go on this quest, and then it's beautiful and it's awesome, and all these great experiences are happening, and it's super fun. And then all of a sudden we're like, okay, now that I'm awake and aware and I know these things, life is going to just poof, and I'm going to be in my dream life. And then all of a sudden that may not happen. Especially in the way we think it is. And we're in that spiritual ego right afterwards, and we're like, okay, I've got the secrets to the universe, and I know all these things. And then what happens is, we get into this place where it doesn't happen the way that our newfound spiritual ego thinks it should happen. And so in that breakdown of the spiritual ego, it can be disheartening a little bit, I guess might be the right word for it, where it's just like, okay, well, now I guess I'll just surrender. But it's still an attached surrender. And then with this, it's this really, it's a lot of trying energy. So it's like trying to embody this, all the new things and this new way of being. And it's still a lot of efforting energy that's happening. And then it can kind of get to a place where it's just like, okay, fine. I just release it all and I'm open and whatever. And then there's this process of like, you almost have to become completely spirit and then pull it back down into the human. And I feel like that could be what's going on for somebody here, is that now you're in this place of pulling it back down into your human self and going, okay, I'm in this embodiment, I'm in this vehicle, I'm in this body, and now what am I going to do with this? I've tapped into my spirit a lot more, and I've, really rediscovered who I am as a spirit, and now who am I in this vessel? And that's the energy that I'm picking up right now. Is it's not really, it can be kind of that losing yourself energy. But what I'm really picking up is this is somebody who's understood, you've understood who you are at the soul level. And then now it's about deciding who you want to embody and what you want to do with it from here. And so really what I'm picking up is, don't discredit the experience that you've had in this human experience, in this one incarnation. And really, again, don't visit the past in a way to attach to it, to fall into that victim mentality, anything like that. But don't disconnect from the past experiences that you've had in this incarnation either. And so maybe you're being called to really look at some of those, childhood dreams that you had and tap back into those energies, and then merge it with the newfound you, the new spiritually awake you that wants to integrate some of that childhood dreams, basically, and then the newfound spiritual you. And there is an embodiment that you will find that merges those two and allows the inner child to really thrive and be happy and feel excited and taken care of, and then also that feeds your spiritual side as well. And so that's what I'm really picking up, is this is somebody who's in that place of bringing those two sides together to really merge into that integrated you. And this is really when we step onto our highest timeline. This is really when you're fully coming together and pulling all of those pieces of the self into center and being able to really step up and out into the world in this beautiful new you energy. Oh, that's great. I commend you. Hello. I commend you for this. This is awesome. Awesome work. This is an awesome place to be. This is energy of, you've been through some dark nights. You've been through some shadow work. You've done massive amounts of work, and now it's really time for you to step into your whole full self. So that's beautiful. Good job. Any more? Okay. So we've got misty veils. Clear the fog of uncertainty with the warmth of clarity. Dispel confusion. Okay, and so getting still and silent is going to help with this as well. If you're feeling confused at this time, if you're in that energy of confusion, getting still, and then also doing things like journaling, walking, meditations, those kinds of things, that will help as well. I'm feeling that that's kind of a little, I don't feel like that's the dominant energy though. I feel like that's kind of a little bit of a side note of, if there is some confusion going on right now, it will pass and clarity is coming. We've got seeing the light. What is within also lies beyond in the outer world. Seek inner truths. And then the last card that came out is invisible chains. Break the bonds that hold you to past situations. Set yourself free. Okay, so there's a lot about revisiting the past in this energy right now. And so there could be some ruminating about the past that's going on. There could be some romanticizing about the past that's going on. And what the call right now is to embrace your past, anchor yourself in your past so that you can step forward into your future. Obviously, always stay in the present moment to the best of your ability. And that energy of anchoring into your past is necessary, and then also releasing the parts of the past, and this is where shadow work helps with this, but releasing the parts of the past that maybe still have a hold on you a little bit. So if you find yourself randomly thinking about a situation that happened in the past, and it's like no rhyme or reason, but it just pops up, every other week or something, that's a call that there's a part of you that's still stuck in that energy somehow. And so doing different things, you can cut cords, you can call your power back, you can journal about it, you can ask for clarity about it, and just understand that there's something about that situation that keeps coming up that is calling for your attention. And so sometimes by giving it the attention and just acknowledging it, and then actively releasing the attachment to that, sometimes that's enough to just shift through it. And then obviously if it's like a super traumatic event, something like that, seeking out some help might be in your best interest in whatever form that is for you, whether it's, a therapist, a coach, whoever. Use your discernment. That's a personal choice. And you might just need a little bit of extra assistance to move through some of the things that you're kind of stuck on. But by releasing those bonds, that's a good way to put it, releasing the attachments to it, and then calling your energy and your power back into you now is going to help release the shadow aspects of those events and those situations that are coming up to be integrated at this time. Okay. Anything else, Spirit? One more card. All right. Okay. Then the last card that came out is Mysterious Shift. Personal growth can happen quickly and in ways you may not initially understand. Searching for the truth. Okay, so this might just be, I don't know. How does that play into all of this, Spirit? Okay, that's what it is. So basically, it could be by, maybe doing something that seems like it's a minor thing, revisiting a situation from the past with a different energy of curiosity, instead of frustration or victim mentality or things like that, and going, okay, why is this coming up in my life right now? Why am I being brought back to this memory all the time? By looking at it with a curiosity standpoint, that can also bring in some different clarity, and it can be in simply doing something like that can actually completely shift your entire experience, because it can be something like releasing an attachment to an experience that happened that all of a sudden shifts you into a whole new timeline, because that was the one link that was holding you back. And so just understand that it can be one little thing that just boom shifts you into a full new reality. And so be open to that as well. And it can be that one little thing that, you know, starts that snowball of rapid transformation and really quantum shifting into your new timeline. It can be something that seems small. And so just keep yourself open to that possibility as well. That's beautiful. Oh, I'm excited for you. All right. Well, with that, I felt the energy leave, so I'm going to go ahead and leave this here. If this resonated for you, definitely let me know in the comments below. You can also affirm this energy as well in the comments. That's a way to really manifest it and bring it into your reality. So that's also another suggestion for someone. Maybe say something like, I release the bonds of the past that have been holding me back. I affirm that now is when I step into my highest timeline. Something of that nature. And if you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button. If you haven't yet and you would like to see more videos from me, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It is free. It doesn't cost anything. And keep on doing this work. You're on the brink of a major shift. I can feel it, like a major transformation. So just keep doing what you're doing. You got this. And I will see you on the next reading. Bye.